I just wanted to go over my paddleboarding setup. People are always like, how do you fish off of that paddleboard? I say it's pretty simple. It comes down to just a few basic things that I have on my paddleboard. Again, this is the iRocker 11-foot all-round, and the fortunate thing, one of the reasons why I bought this is because it has a lot of D-ring attachments, and that's key to, I think, some of the fishing that I do. Also the bungee tie downs, it's front and also back. As you can see here, I store some things back here. So first thing, one of the obvious things is I have an anchor here, and that's so because the paddleboard is pretty light and it often drifts a lot easily in the wind. So I use this. This is about a 3-pound or 1.5 to 3 pound anchor is good. So this is the one that if you turn it, it'll expand and open up. I rarely use it in this, so even with this weight, so about 3 pounds, I rarely have to have this open like this. I actually just keep it closed, and it causes the least amount of disruption in the water, pulling up weeds and habitat and that sort of thing. Next thing that I think is essential is my tackle, or I used to use a dry bag in the front, and I still use it sometimes, but I find that this is a little bit easier with this ammo box. They say they're waterproof, but they mean like waterproof if it's raining. I've had this fall into the water, and it does get water in there. And in there I put my tackle and my phone and keys and that sort of thing in there, so that it doesn't get completely lost. Although this will float, I do have it attached to the bungee cords there with the carabiner. Speaking of carabiners, I have one on the back here and one on the front, and this is to attach my anchor point to, instead of just that one point. And there I just have it there, so in the front, so if the wind's blowing at me, I'll be facing a certain way, and I have it in the back and the wind's blowing at me, I'll be facing a certain way. So I have one in the front and one in the back. And of course, fishing rod, and in my case, just a net. Pretty simple, and I think that's the whole point with fishing off of the paddleboard, is that I want to keep it as simple as possible. The more complicated things are, the less I find I end up doing them, because it just takes a little bit more time, or it's a little bit more cumbersome, and I just hate things, so I just keep it as simple as possible. So that's kind of my setup there. The beauty of the paddleboard fishing is that it's so light. So instead of the canoe, which I used to have, I ended up not taking it out very much because it's so cumbersome to lift around for one person. If I had 2 people all the time, probably not much of an issue, but with one person, pain in the neck. Finally, again, this is one that I do not deflate. I just put it on top of my car, strap it down. This is where these D-rings come in handy, is because I have strapping points for extra security. So that's it. And people say, how do you fish off of this and balance? And I'm gonna fall right in. And it's true, when I first started, I thought, oh yeah, for sure, I am going in. But it just takes a bit of time and practice, and you know, you'll get the hang of it and get the balance of your board. Every board is gonna be different, right? So you have to take that in mind as well. Every board's gonna have a personality and be a little bit different. So you have to just get used to it. And once you get used to it, this is a blast. I know people put like coolers on their paddleboard and that sort of thing. That's just an extra thing I gotta carry. I'm not saying it's a bad idea. I'm just saying for me, it's not something that I'm gonna do, because it's an extra thing I have to carry, and I just don't want to do that. I like to keep it as simple as possible. Wow, that sun is beautiful coming up. And anyway, there's so many other ways to do this. I do have a kayak paddle that I attach to this side when it's a windy day, so I can come out here still and not struggle. I'm just going to keep on fishing. I don't know why I say that with a southern accent sometimes. I'm just going to keep on fishing and having a good old time. I'm the only one out on the water as far as I can see right now. Oh, fish are just jumping. You just create your own adventure. I just kind of figured my technique out over the year on how I like to, and I've simplified it so much. I used to have so much more stuff on here, and I've simplified it like crazy. Have your own adventure, and I'll see you in the next video. I think it's just a bluegill or a pumpkin seed or something like that, but hit pretty hard on this Rapala. Oh yeah, that's all it is. It's a beautiful little one. And all 3 trebles in the mouth. Ugh, I hate these ones. There you go, one at a time. There you go. Be free, have fun. There we go. We're on crappie. This is crappie season, eh? Oh, it's a good one. Pretty good one there. Beauty. Nice one. That's a good eater. Not taking any today, but yeah, it's a good eater. Beauty.